that allows people to share vehicles basically, but there's other things that it can do. But right now, that's what they're focusing on. Now, let's just look at their website real quick. Okay, so you see here that they're talking about some different aspects of the ontology token. Now they have a nice video here that explains, and I'm going to just run this for a few seconds. Okay, so basically, you can see what's going on there. Using Ontology and their associated app and so forth, what it allows for is a vehicle user or owner to manage the use of the vehicle to make it more efficient to own a vehicle. Now that is a big factor in places, particularly in Europe, where vehicle costs are extremely expensive. For one person to own a car costs a great deal of their income. So if you can take that same vehicle and have it in use, say while you're at work, by other people who are, by the way, verified on the Ontology blockchain, meaning that they have to have a very good driver record and, of course, no criminal history or any sort of nefarious activity. They're pre qualified and it's stored on the blockchain what their status is. So, this is where Ontology is going. They're focusing on this shared vehicle. Uh, I guess it would be a new project that currently the world has not really seen before. And they have all kinds of information on their website, which is ont.io. Now, when you get into cryptocurrencies, you see that URL IO used extensively. Most cryptocurrencies do use the IO URL on their website. Now, you can control who uses your vehicle. You can limit it to friends. You can open it up to a more public account where people who qualify and have the Ontology app and the Ontology token, who have been pre-qualified with driving records, insurance, and etc., are allowed to more or less bid on leasing your car, using your vehicle, and then you earn more Ontology tokens, which are ultimately exchangeable for Bitcoin or ultimately exchangeable for US dollars. So personally, I think this is an incredible idea here. Now it's not for everyone. Not everyone would want to let somebody else use their car. that goes without saying. However, if they were considered a safe driver and considered to have a very good track record, then perhaps it might be something that is innovative and new, especially with electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles, the ones that drive themselves coming on the scene. Ontology would be perfectly situated to jump right into the driverless vehicle realm. Now, that is on the horizon, okay? There are companies right now using sophisticated chip technology to create driverless vehicles and electric driverless vehicles. So you can already see some of that technology if you own a Tesla. Now, let's look at what happened. Okay, I'm not sure, I haven't researched what the news report was, but looking at this pattern, I can almost guarantee you there was a news report. Now, why do I say that? Well, because first of all, we had a trading level in Ontology, a trend, so to speak, that looks like it was somewhere between, oh, I don't know, right in this range. Looks like approximately $1 per token up to about $1.15 per token for a long time. Okay, this had been going on way back since the beginning of the year or earlier. A dollar to $1.24, not much volatility in Ontology. So, just last night, for some mysterious reason, Ontology was triggered. Now, usually what happens in these cases is that there is a very positive article published either in something like Forbes magazine, The Economist, could have been a scientific journal, could have been a technology journal, something to that respect. If we look at the trading action here, we can see down on our oscillator, which I refer to on most of these reports, that there was a spike in volume, okay? And the spike in volume set up a scenario here where we had a buy trigger, which is that little green dot down there. It's a little hard to see, but there is a green dot under my cursor. We had that buy trigger. There it is right there. You can see it clearly now. It's right there, okay? Now, once that happened, then all of a sudden we go from this trading range here, which, as I said, was it seems like it maxed out at around, I don't know, maybe, well, the high over here before was right at $1.16. We saw some slow, gradual up and down motion, and then as we hit this spike on the oscillator, we got this tremendous sale. Now that green bar, okay, we use green and red bars to talk about, well, to generally talk about the trading action. So these are called candlesticks, by the way. When you have a green candlestick, that means that there's buying, and when you have a red candlestick, that means there's selling. Now, someone or something or some entity, evidently, last night, sometime over the last 12 hours, decided that Ontology was a good bet, a good investment. And so there was a major buy-in right here to Ontology. Now they could have converted Bitcoin. They could have converted Ethereum. It's very simple to do on a trading wallet. There was another couple of buys, and then we had the inevitable sort of sell-off. Now, when I look at these sell-offs, I don't worry about them, because what happens is that early investors in Ontology may have bought this token down around, say, let's just say, for instance, at the 20 cent range, And when they see it pop up to $1.26, they take profits. Now, they that doesn't mean they don't like ontology. It doesn't mean they turn negative on it. It just means that it's an opportunity to bank some coin. Now, what I recommend doing is if you own a crypto early on, and maybe you purchased it during the ICO, possibly you just purchased it by trading, and you see one of these spikes, well, why not take profits? Okay, it's not going to hurt. It will not hurt ontology for you to take profits out of it. And what I always recommend doing is taking those profits and putting them into Bitcoin, which is today's digital gold. And if you doubt that, go back to Satoshi Nakamoto's original white paper, and you'll see in that white paper that Bitcoin was proposed to be a form of digital electronic gold, which it is. It is truly like that now. So we're looking at the action on ontology. Now, the technicals on here are excellent. This is amazing. We've got a strong buy on, this is a summary. Okay, what the summary does is it measures all of the relative strength, the stochastic, the average direction, the oscillator, the momentum. All of these factors go into the summary. And then we have the moving average, which is also on a strong buy. Now, the moving averages take into account the exponential moving average, simple moving average, and several other things over different time periods. Like you've got the 10-day, the 20-day, the 30-day. You have an exponential 100-day. Something you can do a moving average up to, say, for instance, 1 year, or even 5 years or more. Now, the moving average over 200 days, if you see here, is only 73 cents. The moving average over the last 10 days is $1.11. Now, the oscillators are fairly neutral. That doesn't bother me. I think that's fine. The oscillator, if we had looked at that, if we had looked at this particular analysis at the point where we had this explosion, what would happen is all these, the oscillator would also be on a strong buy. So you've got a really good chance here. Now, this particular crypto, the year-to-date return on it is 167.36%, which is that is significant. Now, you compare that to, say, your mom's CD sitting in the bank that's earning 2.5%. Any banker would be shocked to hear that you can make 167.36% on any type of investment. I mean, that's just out of the realm of their imagination. So, looking back, March 15th, approximately 4:45 London time, it looks like Ontology was down around $1.02. Now, in our time zone, if it's that time in the morning in London, that means that it's approximately going to be midnight. That was around midnight Central Standard Time. So from midnight until now, which we are talking to you at approximately 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, or 7 a.m. Universal Standard Time plus 6, you would have certainly done well by making a 20% gain in your sleep. Okay, that's typical of cryptos, that they because it is a worldwide market, it's traded 24/7, 365 days a year. It never stops, and many times I personally have gone to bed at night with a crypto that may have even been down for the day, and like minus 3, 4, 5%, and wake up in the morning and check it, and it's up 10%,